Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to Stardew Valley. The spirits are in good humor today. Extra luck. Hooray. We have some mail. Hello there, just got back from a fishing trip. You should come down to the beach sometime. I've got something for you. Willie. We will be able to start fishing. So, we're a farmer. We're going to need to water our crops most days until we unlock the technology of sprinklers, which gets unlocked from gaining farming experience, which means we have to harvest a bunch of crops first. So we're going to be doing a lot of manual watering the first few days. And it does take some energy, but not as much energy as tilling the soil. So that is done. I have a good bit of wood, and I do want to go ahead and create another chest that I'm going to carry around today, because I think I'm going to need it. I might use the scythe, I might use the axe. I'm not going to use the pickaxe, and I'm not going to use the extra wood right now. And we're supposed to go down and visit Willie. Is there anything else I want to do before I head out there? I could probably afford to chop down, like, 1 or 2 trees. Because I'm not sure what time Willie opens up his shop. So I don't want to get there too early. You've got some new ideas to sleep on. Okay, I just gained a foraging level. That is nice. So you basically you gain your levels foraging. So I'm now at foraging level 1, and my other levels are still level 0. And you'll gain various bonuses at the end of the day for having leveled up a skill. So we'll worry about that when the time comes to it. But for right now, I think I'm going to head down toward the beach. And along the way, we can pop in to Marnie's, perhaps, although I guess it's not open yet either. So in that case, along the way, I think I'll look quickly to see if there's any easy forageables. We might be able to go past the spring onions patch again and stumble upon some. So let's take a quick look if any more of them have spawned down here. I see one, but that might be it. Looks like that's probably it. Alright, and I don't see any other random forageables that have appeared. So in that case, we'll head down to the beach and visit Willie and get a fishing rod. And as I mentioned in the previous episode, fishing is very strong at the start of the game. Fishing takes time, but basically, for the most part, you'll be catching the same fish now that you will be much later in the game. And while you're doing a little like fishing mini game that you use to catch fish, time, in terms of like time of day, stops. Alright, so here's a cutscene with Willie. Ahoy there! Good to finally meet the newcomer. I'm still trying to unwind from a month out on the salty seas. It was a big haul. Sold a lot of good fish. Enough to buy me a new rod. I want you to have my old fishing rod. It's important to me that the art of fishing stays alive. Maybe you'll buy something from the fish shop once in a while. You've created a customer. You received a bamboo pole. There's good water here in the valley. All kinds of fish. That is true. There's a lot of fish in this game. My shop's back open now. Come by and see me if you need supplies. I also buy anything you catch. If it smells, it sells. Alright. What a catchy phrase. But I guess very true of fish. Okay, so now we're here and we have a fishing rod. I prefer to have my fishing rod at the end. It's a bamboo pole. It is not particularly... there's not a lot to it. You can cast your line, and then you wait a little while for a fish to arrive, and then press the button. Sometimes you will catch trash or other things, but when you catch fish, good things can happen. Fishing does use a little bit of energy when you try to reel in a fish. And despite the fact that it is a good luck day, I am a level 0 fisher. So basically, I'm now controlling the little green bar on the left, and I want to keep it around the fish. And if I succeed, I will catch a fish. And the green bar is not very big right now, but as I increase my fishing skill, the green bar will become wider, which will make it easier to keep the fish in range. If I hold down the button, there's an example of catching something that's not a fish. I caught some seaweed. If I hold down the button, then the bar goes up, and if I let go of the button, it just kind of like falls down with gravity, and the goal is to keep the bar surrounding the fish at all times. And it's actually both straightforward enough and just engaging enough to make the fishing somewhat interesting, especially different fish have different... there's a sardine. Have different kind of like patterns. There's a max cast. In terms of like how much they jump around and how easy they are to catch. And so you can kind of like learn the patterns of the fish and get a sense of which fish it is that you're trying to reel in at any given time. But we're definitely going to need to upgrade both our fishing skill and our fishing rod in order to be able to catch more fish in the future. And so I'm going to be doing a lot of fishing the first few days. Also, fish sell pretty well. Let's actually demonstrate that. I've caught some anchovies and a sardine and some seaweed, and now I'm going to sell some to Willy. He also sells a number of things, including a training rod is basically if you find the bamboo pole too difficult at the beginning, it gives you a chance to catch very basic fish with a much bigger green bar. I'm not going to be using that. And eventually we'll get bait that we can attach to upgraded rods, but not yet. In any case, I'm going to sell my anchovies. I guess I can't sell the seaweed. So we made a little bit of money from that. There are a number of spots to fish in the world. Another of them is up at the mountain lake. Oh, here's a forageable clam, which I could also sell right now, but I'll just keep on walking. Oh, and I should have stepped behind the counter to talk to Willy, but I did not. Here's the mayor again. And I guess I don't care what he thinks of me right now. So I'm going to go through the trash. I'm going to head up to the mountain lake, though. There's a river through town that you can fish in. But the mountain lake especially is a good place. Oh, wow. Omnigeode. Let's actually, since I have some money, and a Joja Cola, nice. Let's open up a geode at Clint's just to demonstrate what that's like. Process geodes. So I got an Omnigeode. It costs 25 to crack it open. And inside I found calcite, which is a mineral. Gunther can tell you more about this if you donate it to the museum. There are many, many things to donate to the museum as well. So let's go ahead and quickly demonstrate that. It'll also get an item out of my inventory, which is good. Here we go. Here's the cutscene. New journal entry. Abysmal. Not a single piece in the entire collection. Exclamation point. What's this? You found something? Let me see it. Remarkable. It's very old. I'd love to study this in greater detail, but it is yours. I've got a favor to ask you. Would you consider donating any new artifacts or minerals that you find? We could make groundbreaking discoveries together. If you keep donating, I might come across some interesting items to send your way. That's right, we'll get rewards for making museum donations. Bring the objects to the front desk. Alright, so we'll periodically be dropping off various stuff to Gunther. Currently Penny, Jazz, and I don't think we've met the kid over here yet, but they are studying at the library. But we can donate something to the museum, and our journal gets updated because we had a museum request, and then I don't have anything else to donate. So, in my journal, archaeology. I didn't take a look at this quest before we just finished it. Gunther asks if you'd consider donating any new artifacts or minerals to the museum. He'll compensate you with the occasional rare goods. And we get a reward for our first donation. So that's a nice way to get some extra money. In terms of introductions, we've greeted 18 of 28 people. I'm not going to spend time talking to more people right this instant, though. I want to spend most of the rest of the day fishing if I can. I am going to stop by a couple more garbage cans, though. It's a good luck day, so there's a better chance that we might find good random trash. And Alex just went inside, so he won't notice us doing this. And here's our first quest at Pierre's quest board. Need a wild horseradish for a new appetizer I'm thinking about. Drop it off at the saloon. We might just encounter a wild horseradish, so I'll accept the quest. There's no harm in accepting quests, even if you don't carry them out, but that will also appear in the journal, but it's got a little clock next to it, because we have 2 days to get this done. So either today or tomorrow we need to do it, otherwise the quest just kind of like falls off out of the journal and no longer applies. Here's Abigail, who's not in a good mood. Alright, let's drink Joja Cola to get a little bit of extra energy and to get moving a little bit more quickly. And I want to head up to the mountain lake because there's a good fishing spot there. And I want to spend most of the day trying to improve my fishing skill and also just catch some fish that I can sell for some extra money. That said, Robin's shop. Oh, it's Tuesday and Robin isn't here. That's Demetrius, her husband, but I was just going to show off what's in the shop, but I can't do that right at this moment. So I am going to set down a chest right over here somewhere. And let's see. Drop off a few things I don't need to be holding, and let's try to do some fishing. Well, the fishing might be good. So, when we were chopping down the tree at the beginning of the day... Oh, river jelly. This one's interesting. It gives extra energy and health and buffs your maximum energy. And so this would actually be super useful to help me do a bunch of fishing today, I think. That said, until I actually run out of energy, I'm going to store it away just in case I don't have time to catch enough fish today. 2:20 p.m., it feels like we've got a lot of time. So we could probably do some good things. But I'll probably edit out some of the waiting for fish to bite until we get an upgraded rod and can use bait to attract the fish. It often takes a number of seconds. We caught a chub to catch a fish. And honestly, there's not a whole lot to say about fishing. Like, it's a bit of waiting and then playing the little mini game. And it's kind of fun to do and relaxing. But I don't know that it's that fun to watch. So I'll do some editing here. I caught a bullhead. I caught a largemouth bass. There's a treasure chest that has appeared. It's going to be hard to catch with this particular rod, but basically you spend some time with your green bar surrounding it. You can catch a treasure chest, and then if you catch the fish as well, you get both. So I got a chub, and I found some iron ore. Oh, that's pretty nice at this point in the game. Neat. Let's see what else I can catch. Another largemouth bass. And that one has silver star quality, which means it's going to sell for more. So that's pretty great. I guess a number of these fish have had silver star quality. There's another chub. There's another largemouth bass. Another largemouth bass. Another chub. I caught a carp for the first time. And, oh, right. Now my inventory is full. And I'm going to actually have to discard something. Let's toss the spring onion out of my inventory if I can. And go up to the chest and dump off a bunch of things that we have caught so that we have some more inventory space. And then the spring onion's on the ground and I can pick it back up. Hooray. My energy bar, I've depleted probably more than half of it fishing today. Another carp. Sebastian has come out to watch me fish, I guess, or just watch the lake. And NPCs have a certain way that they walk. Oh, I caught some green algae for the first time. So it's something that you can eat for a little bit of energy. I forgot to note that the carp was a perfect catch, and so it's iridium quality. It's going to sell very well. Let's talk to Sebastian, because we haven't talked to him before. You just moved in, right? Cool. Out of all the places you could live, you chose Pelican Town? He lives in the house that's right over here. Robin and Demetrius have 2 children there, Sebastian and Maru, who we met in the previous episode. Alright, I would like to try to get the treasure chest. So I'm going to leave the fish alone for a minute, get the treasure chest attached, and then go back to trying to reel in this fish. Huzzah! We got a carp and bait! Eventually, when we upgrade our fishing rod, we'll be able to use the bait to cause fish to bite faster. But this fishing rod that we're currently equipped with does not have that capability. There's some more algae. And I'll probably fish until like 10 p.m. or so. And then try to carry some of my spoils back so that we can sell them. But I'm going to have to leave some here for the moment. But that's why I wanted a chest here. We're going to try to catch a lot of fish the first few days, because we can make a lot of money this way. And while I'm not super trying hard, the game, kind of like your progress, kind of moves exponentially based on how much money you're getting. And so getting a bunch of money at the beginning can really just help ramp up your overall production over time. And fishing is definitely the best way to get a bunch of money at the beginning of the game. Oh, we found another lost book. Whenever you get one, it just automatically gets sent back to the library and expands the library. And you may have noticed when we were in Gunther's museum area, there were some books on the shelves that had like little animated clicky things. We can actually go and read those books and they tell you different things. But I'm going to wait until there's actually a few books before I go and read them and talk about their implications for the game itself. Note that time is stopped while I'm catching fish, and so even Sebastian, who was walking back home, froze in place because time is stopped, and the NPCs are kind of like attached to the time grid, as it were. Let's try to catch 1 or 2 more fish before we head home. And then I'll probably bring back just a few good fish to sell that fit into my inventory. Here's another carp. This will be my last cast for the day, because we're just about out of energy. Let's make 1 more cast. Starting to feel exhausted. Well, I've got a Joja Cola to help me run back home after this. Took a while for another fish to bite. But this guy is not fighting very hard for his life. So we caught another carp. Great. Okay, so I guess these fish would stack into my inventory. I'll leave these here just for like energy that I can have, and the bait I'm not going to need for a while, so I'm also going to leave it here. I'll also leave the river jellies here. So in that case, if I want to get some more things to sell, I can go ahead and sell the clam as well. That guy would sell for a lot. I'm going to drink the Joja Cola right now for the energy and to be able to run back home more quickly. And then let's grab 3 largemouth bass, and I'll be able to sell them as well. And as for the rest of the fish, we'll have to come back for them later. And boy, it is really dark. I forgot how dark it gets in this game. There is a wild horseradish up here, and I need that for a quest. Right, my inventory's full, so I'm going to just go ahead. Actually, let's do a thing. In the tent is where Linus lives. I'm not trying to eat it, I'm trying to give it to him. Can I give it to him? I guess he's sleeping. I can't talk to him either. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Okay. I'm going to eat the spring onion for a little bit of energy, and also to give me room in my inventory to hold this horseradish that I want for another quest. And then I'm going to try to find my way back home. So this is a route that we hadn't taken before. And we can barely see it now because it's nighttime. But this is the northern route back into the top end of the farm. And there were some weeds in the way, but I can chop through them and find my way back to the farm, which has some light over here, thanks to my cheaty lamps. And the horseradish I'm going to put away in here. We'll use it for our quest tomorrow. All the fish and the clams I'm going to go ahead and sell so that we have some more money. Although, do I need the money tomorrow? Tomorrow, Pierre's store is not open because it's closed on Wednesdays. What is the next thing I intend to buy? I'm going to go ahead and just sell it and not think too hard about it. There is some advantage into holding on to the fish, but it'll be a little while before I get up to fishing level 5. But when you reach level 5 or level 10 of various skills, you get bonuses, and at fishing level 5, I can cause fish to have a higher sell price. But I'm not going to try to hoard all of my fish until then, because we will need some money for some other things. Okay. So having done that, there is a little bit of energy left on my bar. So I'm just going to spend it chopping another tree. Okay, and that used up most of the rest of my energy, as well as most of the rest of the time in the day. We need to be home by 2 a.m. or else we're going to pass out. And it's also the case that I'm going to need to water some crops in the morning, so I'll go ahead and get the watering can out. But with that, let's head to bed. Level up, level 1 foraging. New crafting recipe, wild seeds. New crafting recipe, field snacks. This is very useful for while chopping trees. It's something that you can craft to get yourself a little bit more energy. We also leveled up level 1 fishing, which gives us more fishing rod proficiency. That'll be a bigger green bar, I believe. And we got level 2. A crafting recipe for bait. 2 fishing levels for all the fishing that we did. And we managed to make 700 gold from all the fish we sold. If you want to take a look at the complete breakdown, 3 largemouth bass sold very well. And yeah, most of the rest did not sell for nearly as much. Good for us. On to day 3. And conveniently, it's raining today. I didn't check the weather report yesterday. Fortune teller says the spirits are displeased. So we're not going to have as good luck today, which means we probably won't have as much luck fishing and catching any like treasure chests and things like that. But since it's raining, I'm not going to need my watering can because the crops have already watered themselves. So I'll go ahead and put that back. And let's check on our mail. I keep finding cool stuff, but my backpack is full. Does this sound like you? Well, Pierre's got you covered. Stop by Pierre's General Store today and check out our affordable size 24 backpack. See you soon! And you may recall that one of the cheats I'm going to do is to be able to afford the backpack more. Although, as I said, I'm pretty sure Pierre's is closed on Wednesdays, and so I don't think we can buy the pack. Maybe you can buy the pack even if Pierre isn't there. I can't even remember if you can get into the shop. I guess we'll find out. In any case, with our journal, we want to deliver a horseradish to Gus. He's in the saloon, and that doesn't really open until the afternoon. And our parsnip isn't going to be harvested for another day or 2. So introductions. We can focus on meeting some more people around town today as part of our day. But let's carry the horseradish so we can bring it to Gus later. And yeah, see what other things we can just forage and find. So, I have a bit of energy, and eventually I'm going to want the wood, and eventually I'm going to want to have the farm a bit more cleaned up. So I'm going to start the day by just chopping a couple more trees, somewhat randomly here on the farm. I should note, by the way, there's like a giant stump over there, and let me show you what happens if I try to chop the giant stump. Your axe isn't strong enough to break this stump. So that's one of the reasons that we'll need to get an axe upgrade from Clint at some point. But in any case, let me drop off some of this stuff. So we get pine cones from pine trees, I guess I haven't managed to get any acorns from the oaks. And then there's maple trees, which drop little, like, maple seeds. And the 3 of those together combined make the field snack that we just got the recipe for. So I want to do some foraging today. And so we're going to walk around the Cindersap forest. I guess I'll collect some fiber. And we'll see if we can find any of the spring crops just naturally lying about. And I think they show up pretty well on the ground as being kind of brighter color, high contrast items when you see them. So you probably recognize them. But for now, we haven't really encountered anything. There's a dandelion. Look at its bright colors. So every time I pick up wild forageables like that, I'll gain a little bit of foraging experience. I don't think, like, cutting off this fiber with the scythe earns me experience with any skills. And let's see. It's 9 a.m. I think we can walk into certain people's houses, but they're probably alone in their rooms. And so, for example, you're not good enough friends with Haley to enter her bedroom. That's another reason to get friendship with various townspeople, is once you become better friends with them, you can enter their rooms, which means it'll be easier to interact with them. For example, if you need to visit them for a quest. Like right now, Gus is in his room, but I can't go visit him because I'm not friends to go in his room, so I have to wait till he opens the saloon to finish up this particular quest. While we're here at the beach, with 300 pieces of wood, this bridge could be fixed. And you can see there's a fancy piece of coral over there. There's a lot of forageables that appear on the beach. And so it could be nice to get some of those. But I'm going to need to wait for Gus. And so I think what I'm going to do is spend a little bit of time fishing once again, because fishing is so strong in the early game. My inventory is going to fill, but I can sell things at Willie's fish shop right here. And so, well, I won't be able to sell the seaweed. But hopefully I'll catch some other fish that I can sell. And then, once it becomes around noon, we can go finish off our quest to give the horseradish to Gus, and check out Pierre's shop. I got a herring, and I got an achievement. Fisherman, for catching a certain number of fish, I believe. Willie would be proud. Alright, I caught a flounder for the first time. So let's go into Willie's shop, because I'm already struggling with inventory space. And let's just sell these fish to get them out of my inventory. And let's also go behind the counter and talk to Willie. Nice to see young folk moving into the valley. It's not very common these days. We're bringing new energy. It's only 11, but by the time I walk up towards Gus's, he'll probably be opening the saloon, especially if I take a little bit of a longer route around to check a few trash cans, although it is a bad luck day, and so the likelihood of finding anything in the trash cans is not very high. We can swing by Pierre's real quick. There's the saloon. And it's closed on Wednesdays, and so I can't even go inside. I showed this calendar before. The birthdays of individual folks in the town shows up over here, and if you give people gifts that they like on their birthday, they'll become even better friends with you. And so that's a reason to want to check the calendar for information. And Gus should be opening any moment now. I think at 12 we'll be able to walk in. And Gus might not have, so as a reminder, we're delivering a wild horseradish. Might not have made it down to the bar yet, but we can go and intercept him right here. Hello, Dr. Brian. You brought me the item I asked for. Thanks so much. Here's your payment as promised. And I can also just talk to him. Welcome to the Stardrop Saloon. Can I get you anything? Alright. in the journal, whenever I like, I can go ahead and collect some money for having completed the quest. I'll go ahead and do that now. So I'm up to 1,500 money, but not a lot of places to spend it right at the moment. So let's continue to look around for some forageables. And because it's a rainy day, a lot of people are kind of like cooped up inside their houses. But I'm not seeing any forageables out here. I guess I will harvest some more fiber, because why not? Eventually it'll be a somewhat useful resource. And I don't recall if I can go into the community center yet. Not sure if when I try to walk in here I get a cutscene, or I have to get a cutscene on some future day. It's locked, yeah. But I see some wiggly worms. It's another lost book. Eventually we will exhaust the lost books that are found in the library, and the wiggly worms will be more likely to reveal more valuable resources. But I wanted to show off robins the other day. So you can buy wood and stone, the big chest recipe, which I did say I'm going to make only cost 1,000 for me. Don't want to spend money on it right now, though. I don't really need it just yet. And then there's a bunch of furniture and different things that you can get from robins. But it's also the case that you can upgrade your house for lots and lots of resources and get a kitchen so you can cook things. And constructing farm buildings. We can get chickens, we can get cows, and there's a variety of different farm buildings that we'll eventually get to, but they're all pretty expensive. For now, let's just talk to some people. When it rains, I have an excuse to work on my gadgets all day. Have you met everyone in town yet? That sounds exhausting. I have not. Let's go meet Demetrius. Greetings, I'm Demetrius, local scientist and father. Thanks for introducing yourself. I'm studying the local plants and animals from my home laboratory. Have you met my daughter Maro? She's interested to meet you. Yes, I already have. And Sebastian lives down here, and there he is working at the computer. We're not good enough friends with him to go in his room yet. So let's see. Linus will probably be in his tent on a rainy day. We can go talk to him. A stranger? Hello. Don't mind me. I just live out here alone. He's rather distressful at the beginning of the game. Another wild horseradish. Nice. So I've got a horseradish, a dandelion, a daffodil, and here's a leek. Those are the 4 types of forageables one can find. And they will all be useful for the community center. I'm going to throw them here for now, because I'm kind of far from discovering any other people to talk to do introductions, and so even though it's not a great luck day, I'm going to continue to do a little bit of fishing, while the getting might be good. Well, a few hours of fishing, and I managed to catch a number of fish, as well as some more algae. And I think I will stick it out and see if I can try to get another fishing level. Alright, I caught another carp, and this one had frozen geobe and coal in a treasure chest, so that's a nice find. But I think I'm just about done with fishing for the day. I think I'm going to do a little bit more tidying up at the farm after I get home. But I also have to figure out what inventory I want to try to cart back today. Tomorrow we'll be able to buy the upgraded pack from Pierre's, and then have a second row of inventory for walking around, which will make it much easier to move items from one place to another. But until then, let's see. I think I'll probably just leave a bunch of fish here. Also going to leave the forageables here. So what would I want to bring back? Eventually I'll want this at home. And we'll leave ourselves a couple of free inventory spaces just in case I find any forageables on the way back. But I'm going to try to walk back home at this point. Alright, made it back home. And we still have some energy and some time. So let's drop off a bunch of things I don't need to be holding right now. I'm going to grab the pick again in case I need it. And actually I'm going to need to water plants again tomorrow, so let's grab the watering can as well. But I want to show off one of the aspects of the forest farm. Oh, I got a random shirt. There's a bunch of places that you can get clothing items just kind of randomly. I think this one just fell out of a tree. You can change your shirt to change your look. I'm not particularly interested in that ever. And so I just want to try to walk over to the west side of the farm to show off some of the things that are over here. So there's some hardwood stumps, and it's also possible to find some forageables on the forest farm on this side. So I just wanted to walk over here and see if I happen to see any. But right now I don't know that I do. Tons of rocks over here eventually to pick up, and my inventory is already full. I'm never going to use this shirt. I don't think you can sell them or anything, so I'm just going to throw the shirt in the trash. And at some point, I could always spawn it back in, because it's just kind of a decorative thing if I ever wanted it again. That would be fine, according to my own rules. But yeah, it's getting dark and late, but I do have some energy, so I'll just break a few more rocks to clean up the farm a little bit more. And eventually we'll make this nice and easy to traverse when I'm trying to walk from one end to the other without tripping over debris everywhere. And while I'm down on this end, let's go ahead and refill the watering can so it'll be all filled up for tomorrow when we need to water the crops again. And I see my energy bar starting to wiggle. I'm starting to feel exhausted. So now is probably a good time to call it a night. I'll dump off some extra inventory. And I'm trying to remember how much I said the pack was going to cost. Yeah, according to my notes, the pack upgrade will cost me 1,000 rather than 2,000, so I already have enough money, so I don't need to worry about selling anything else today by throwing it in the shipping bin. So, fortune teller. Spirits are in good humor. Okay, an extra luck day. Living off the land. Another tip. Check for spring onions southwest of town, where the river meets the ocean. You can sometimes find a whole bunch growing right out of the dirt. And today's a good luck day, so I should probably do that again today. Let's check our mail. New items in stock, a deluxe fishing pole, and some bait that you can attach to it. You can use bait to make fish bite faster. Hope to see you soon, indeed. Alright, and we've got more mail. Me sell hats, okay, Pokey? Come to the old hat house, Pokey. Bring coins, hat mouse. There's a mouse that sells hats. The hats are, like the shirts, just kind of decorative stuff. Kind of a way to provide an extra money sink for those who desire such things. I have no desire for any of the Hat Mouse's hats, but perhaps we'll wander over there when we're looking for the spring onions a little bit later. Alright, we've watered our crops. I will definitely be going by Pierre's today, but it doesn't open until 9 AM, so we have some time to kill. I will be getting a pack upgrade, so I'm going to have more inventory slots, so I think I'll leave the rest of my tools on my bar right now. But let's go down looking for the spring onions, and we can also swing by the wizards, which is something I forgot to do the other day, since we were trying to meet everyone in town. Let's try a little bit harder by actually visiting the wizard's tower, because I think he's open pretty early in the morning. Also, on certain days of the week, there'll be a traveling merchant cart that's over here. Today is not one of those days, but there is the wizard's tower, which I failed to go in previously. Clean up a little bit of debris to make things easier to traverse. Oh, it's locked. You can hear someone inside, though. Right. I can't go inside until some other event happens. That might happen today. The first week, there's a lot of scripted events that just kind of stage out all the different aspects of the game, so the player is not completely overwhelmed at the start. Here's a dandelion, nice. Inventory is already getting a little bit crowdedly full. Not as nice. Here's where the Hat Mouse lives. There he is. I'm not going to visit him today, for reasons aforementioned. But let's check for the spring onion patch. Here we go. Now this is a good spring onion day. Good luck, and it rained last night. Look at all these spring onions. There's 4 different qualities. There's like basic quality, which doesn't have any stars attached to it. And then gold quality, silver quality, and iridium quality. I don't have any more inventory space. I'm gonna throw these in the trash because I see there's a wild horseradish over here that I want to fit in my inventory. And there's 1 more spring onion that will probably stack with my existing stock. But we got tons of onions, that's great. We can sell them, we can eat them for energy, we could give them as gifts. There'll be a few people who enjoy those. But for now, let's head into town and purchase an upgraded pack. And so the pack is going to cost 2,000, but I said it's only going to cost me 1,000, and so through the magic of changing the amount of money that I currently have, according to the game, that's just some trash. I'm going to leave it on the ground because I don't have space to pick it up. We're very lucky to have a library in such a small town. When you're lost in a book, it's easy to forget the realities of your life. Start getting tiny windows into the backstories of various characters. Alright, continuing to check the trash. It's a hobby of mine. There's a field snack. I will pick that up later. First, we need more inventory space. For sale. Purchased. Cost 2,000. I said it's going to cost 1,000, so I'm going to gift myself an extra 1,000 money to get this, which means I need 2503 money. So I do that by saying debug money 2503. There we go. And now I can afford the pack. Purchase. You got the large pack. Your inventory space is increased to 24, and now I have a second row of items available to me. Hooray! And I still have 500 money left. I could buy some more seeds. It's going to be a lot of effort to keep them all watered over the next few days. And I forget, could I also like sell this? Yeah, you can sell plants here if you want to get the money immediately. So I could like sell all my spring onions and be able to purchase even more seeds. And some of my parsnips are about to grow in, 15 of them in fact. And so I think I will go ahead. Can I buy 15 more parsnips to replant them? Because I think they'll be coming in tomorrow or something, because they take 4 days to mature. And tomorrow will be the 5th, and I planted them on the 1st, yeah. So that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another supply of those. And for now, I think that's all I care to buy. I should probably be buying other thing. And then the deluxe pack is now available at Pierre's. So with the extra inventory space, for one, I can pick up the field snacks I left behind. For another, I don't think we've met George. It's irritating to have to meet all these new people, huh? Name's George, by the way. Now buzz off. Alright. He's the old guy that sits over here. We've met Evelyn before. I'll be baking cookies today. Make some flower shapes in the spring. And we got Alex over here. Air's starting to feel warm up. I'm feeling pumped. Okay. I have a bunch of new stuff. I have space for inventory. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with today. It's a good luck day, and more fishing could really help increase my money capacity. And yeah, we haven't gotten the cutscenes for other things, so I think I will head up in this direction with the intention of doing some fishing. Actually, just because we haven't fished ever in the river, let's do a few casts in the river and see a few fish that we could possibly catch here. There's a river jelly. There's like, I think like 3 or 4 different fishing zones that have different fishes in them. And there's also different fishes in the different seasons, spring, summer, fall, and winter. But there is a sunfish. First time I've caught one of those. There's just a Joja Cola. That's unlucky. It's considered a trash item, but I can still drink it for a little bit of energy and speed. And here's a chance to catch a treasure chest. So I'm going to get the fish high enough that it doesn't escape. If the bar goes all the way down on the right, the fish escapes and you don't catch anything. Hey, I've got new ideas to sleep on, so I leveled up my fishing again. Smallmouth bass. And nautilus shell. Hey, it's an artifact that we can donate to the museum. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and drink my cola. And because it's a good luck day, I'm going to swing by a few more trash cans, but we'll head back by the museum. Nothing there for me. And I can't remember, did I actually say hello to Clint as a person? Copper ore we found in the trash there. Let's say hi, make sure we've introduced ourselves. Hi, I'm Clint. I'm town blacksmith. If you ever need to upgrade your tools, I'm your guy. Just trying to make sure I get all these introductions done. Gonna check one more trash can over here. No luck. And let's make another donation to the museum. Donate. Alright, after you donate a certain number of items, you'll get some rewards. There are the books that we've been collecting from the library, but I'm going to choose to read them another time. And inventory is reasonably full at this point. Trying to decide how I want to spend the rest of today. Fishing is still a great choice. Yeah, I think I will keep fishing. I'm going to do so in a different part of town, because if we hang out over here, I think we might notice a few people walking by that we might not have been introduced to before. Alright, I caught a river jelly, and here's Jody. You aren't exactly how I imagined, but that's okay. I'm Jody. It's a quiet little town, so it's exciting when someone new moves in. Having a farmer around could really change things. Yeah, Jody was one of the people who have some requests for us that go on the Help Wanted board. And it occurs to me sometimes people stand around in this portion of town. Here's Caroline again. Wonder if I can get Pierre to cook dinner tonight. Here's the mayor. Saloon can get pretty lively at night. Sometimes we even put a coin in the jukebox. It occurs to me that if I'm fishing down there, my inventory is already getting close to full, even with my second row. So I might want to drop off some things first. Also, as I'm walking around, we might find things like this dandelion. Any other things to find? Yes, there's a leek up here. Nice. And dandelion could be a good gift for a number of people. So I might keep that one in my inventory. But I'm going to dump off a bunch of other stuff until I decide what I want to do with it. Alright, the inventory has been sorted. I'm carrying a few things once again. And so let's head back into town. So everybody reacts to different gifts differently, and you can learn through experimentation, or there's various other means that you can learn particular gifts that people do or don't like. I think Caroline is fine with the daffodil. For me, this is such a thoughtful gift. Thank you. Oh, there is Vince, who we want to meet. But basically, as you give people gifts, you can click on their portrait, and it tells you any of the gifts you've already given, or other information that you've gotten about their likes and dislikes and loves and different things. So that was a liked gift for Caroline, and so that'll help increase our number of hearts that we have with that particular character. A stranger, my name's Vincent. Mama said not to talk to strangers, but you seem okay. How are we doing in the introductions? 25 to 28 people. I'm trying to think, who have I still not talked to in town? I think it might be Leah, Haley, and Shane. So what are the chances that we might be able to pull that off? Haley, I think, oh, there's the trash that I left on the ground earlier. Let's see, Emily is here. Hope you're farming in a sustainable way. Valley's ecosystem is fragile. I've got a strong gut feeling about it. Okay, Haley doesn't seem to be in her room. That's her room up there. On today in the spring, she might be up by the community center. Leah will probably be at the saloon later, and we could meet her there. And who else did I just say that I still had not met? We've met all of these folks. Harvey! That's who I haven't met. And I think it's already closed. Yeah, he's only open until 3 p.m. Didn't think about Harvey. I'll have to meet him another day. But is Haley standing around up here somewhere? Yes, she is. I decided I'm going to organize my clothes today. I have to throw out all of last year's styles to make room for the new ones. I think we did meet Haley, though, now that I'm thinking about it. There's some weeds that I can tidy up over here, which just ends up creating room for more forageables to spawn on future days. So that can be a somewhat useful thing to do. So yeah, Harvey, Leah, and... not sure who else we have not met. here's Demetrius, out thinking. How's the farming business going? It's parsley season, isn't it? Can imagine it being pretty peaceful, working outdoors with plants all day. Indeed. A lot of this game is peaceful, but some of it is fraught as well. But yeah, once again, early game, fishing is super good. I'm gonna catch some more fish until I'm running low on energy, or we run out of daylight. There are bubbles that just appeared above me over here, so if you fish into these bubbles, fish will bite faster. There's a fish almost immediately. They appear randomly in the world, so you just gotta keep your eyes out for them. This appears to be a chub. Yeah. But this is a good luck thing to find, because with my bamboo pole... Oh, right! Willie said that he got an upgraded rod in the shop, didn't he? So I should try to make some money. I want to sell some things so that I can purchase the upgraded fishing rod. I don't remember how much it costs offhand, but being able to attach bait to the rod means we'll be able to catch fish much more quickly. Right now it's going quickly thanks to the bubbles. And that'll be super useful in the long run. Super useful in the long run. So I will definitely want to do that. So I guess that's going to be my next big purchase, is the upgraded fishing rod from Willie. But in the meantime, this fishing is active enough that we can just stick with it together. If you get a maximum cast, I'm not sure that it means all that much, but the farther away you cast your line kind of like increases like the goodness or quality of fish and variety of fish that you can find, I think. I don't know all the details about the fishing mechanics, but especially now when my fishing level is still low. Alright, this guy's really trying to get away. Doing a longer cast can be good, and right now I'm just going for an almost maximum length cast just to get into the bubbles, so that I'll catch fish as fast as possible. Usually the bubbles hang out for like an hour or two in game time. Gonna go after the treasure chest and try to get the fish back before it escapes. And so especially here at the beginning, I want to take every advantage I can of these bubbles. There's more bait. Eventually we'll have a rod that we can use them with. So yeah, the upgraded rod basically has kind of like, almost like an ammunition slot that you can load the bait into the rod. There's a similar kind of mechanic later when we get some weaponry with the slingshot that you can load up with rocks. And so it's also just another way to consolidate a few items into your inventory. A fishing rod and bait only have to take up one space in the inventory when the bait go inside the fishing rod, for example. I didn't go after that chest for reasons unknown, and now the bubbles have gone away, so now it's going to take a longer time to catch the fish. So I think I'll go back to doing some editing. Alright, I caught a bunch more fish, but I think it's time to head home. Let's see how much of this I can manage to cart back home. Okay, I think I'm going to want that big chest recipe perhaps sooner rather than later, although I do want to definitely sell some of these fish. Yeah, and because I was trying to remember, I think it might be like 1,800 money that the upgraded fishing rod is going to cost. And so I would like to keep a few fish of each type around for various reasons. So I'm going to sell some and keep some of each type. So yeah, I've decided I'm going to sell these. I'm not sure exactly how much money it's going to net me. Guess we'll find out in the morning, or at the end of today. And I have a little bit of energy left, so I might be able to just like chop down a little bit more debris or start working on another tree here. Yeah, I think I can get one tree chopped before I completely pass out here. Great. So we collected a little bit more wood, cleaned up a little bit more of the farm, but now it's time to go to bed. And we'll hold on to the bait because we'll probably be able to use it tomorrow if things work out. Let's go to sleep for the night and find out how much money we made. I leveled up level 3 fishing. I can make crab pots and dish of the sea. which is a food that gives you a buff that increases your fishing ability for a short period of time. Level 4 fishing. Recycling machine. I have caught a little bit of trash while fishing, and if we make a recycling machine, we can throw the trash into it and get some useful things out. Worm bin and deluxe bait. And I managed to make 1,500 money, bringing my total up to, it might be 1,800, which is what I need. And if not, I could bring a fish to Willie's to sell. Assuming I'm remembering the price of the fishing rod correctly. 1765. So, that's where we will start next time. I'm going to say that I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more Stardew Valley, where we'll move on from just doing fishing. For now, bye-bye.